Good afternoon, Abbotsford residents. I'm Mr. Pelican. I'm running for your mayor of Abbotsford. I'm going to bring the best in there is, the RCMP. I've showed you that I'm going to bring economic drivers in. I'm going to cut your taxes. I'm going to go after the organized crime, seize their assets, their houses, their personal houses that they made money. I want to investigate all the city staff that were in there, that were doing this stuff. The city manager, Peter Sparanese, and his duty. What happened in the Mackenzie Bog and the people that got deadly sick, I will bring Magna, the enforcers of that, to the Supreme Court to face the criminal code. And I will bring all them victims forward to tell their story and have her charged for elective duty that she failed. That way, Magna and people will then cooperate to tell who was pushing them to cover up that illegal job site. But our first goal is to get the RCMP into Abbotsford so justice sits here and the law fulfills its job and officers do not pull favors. The upper establishment of the Abbotsford Task Force and the Abbotsford top elites, the geezers that were working there, believed that the uniform, the gun they wear, and the shield and the lie they could tell the community held them in power, till it all came crashing down. I sat for many months and many weeks. I visited and I talked to elite people, lawyers, and the RCMP of what Darren Braun said, and sat out with the help knowing that my life was being threatened and targeted, all by Henry Braun, all by Henry Braun, the mastermind. Paying officials, buying officials inside. So let me tell you, Henry Braun faces insider trading. He faces collaboration. He faces job lifting. He changed the official business community plan and made sure that the business plan in the community would benefit him and his partners. And then he used Dave Lowens and everyone. You saw Dave Lowens tweet today. I want to tell you, the official community plan is right on schedule. Henry's got it right on schedule. Me and council met today. He lobbied all his friends to buy. He told them where to buy and they were partners with him. And if you go in the city, you can see him fast-tracking all these jobs. Today, I made it clear, the 5 leaders came behind Mike DeYoung. We need Mike in. Mike's so good. Simon Gibson. Pierre Poilievre needs to apologize to Simon Gibson. To Mike DeYoung, Simon said, "This is I the man." What a foosy little punk this Gibson was. He was always under Mike's thumb, and it got him in more trouble. They were desperate. They were very desperate. But Henry couldn't win Bruce Banman over. He couldn't win the people with good hearts over. He couldn't get no South Asians to endorse Mike DeYoung. He couldn't get any of it. They had enough of his insider trading, and I got money, I'm in charge. And there's enough of his Mennonite mob that was running Abbotsford. His scams and his blocking of elections and his greed was over the top, and even he didn't see what he was doing no more when his wife said, "What the hell are you doing, Henry? Buying city officials, paying police officers that believed that they were untouchable to cover up attempted murder. What kind of nutcases are in this town? What the heck are they doing? Gangs, gangs. Abbotsford police said gangs. Oh, the new guy came. Henry's son told me that Henry had a plan. I said, what's the plan? They're going to get rid of Mike Sir and tell him to retire, move him out to Surrey. He's not going to stay here. The heat's too much. And if we get him Mikey out of here, we bring in old Colin Watts, usually under a police chief. The police business gets cleaned up. You seen that when Ontario had problem? You saw that. They removed the police chief, blamed them for everything and everything else. This one was wrong. Colin Watts wasn't coming in to get this mess fixed up because it's the top officers on the task force and the top guys on the computers that are doing it. The sympathy I told you, the great Dix on the Abbotsford Police Department is a tremendous human being with a heart, and same as Kern and everything else. But working for a shithole team that thought, I'm in law enforcement. The courts protect me and my uniform protects me. You touch me in my uniform and the courts look at me in sympathy. leveraging off this all day long, can't wait to get a 911 call, and their adrenaline rushing like they're on, I told you, Viagra. But I want to just stop my conversation here with you. When the Abbotsford police put the women on, when Watts put the women on, I surveyed them. I saw an incident up at High Street. Lady officers went up to High Street to take care of a situation with young youth. Me and my neighbors witnessed and watched this. I said, let's watch them behave. Lord and behold, the lady officers explained to these kids that the mall was complaining and the mall's upset. You know, the mall doesn't like it, and they don't understand that you just here revving your car and whatever else. Just go, and they handled the situation with great respect and dignity. And every time these women are on, there's no incidents in Abbotsford when these steroid pumped up juice monkeys, bald-headed, shaved, fluxers, nipple pushers, gun badgers, swinging and jumping. Here I come, I can't wait to get out there, I want to be a John Wayne. Shit goes wrong, and the chief is hauled in the ground again because Henry has their phone numbers. And he asked these little punks, hey, Staff Sergeant, I need a favor. I want to begin another story for you today, Chief Watts. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to knock you through the ground. I'm here to help you. I'm here to show everybody that you're an incompetent asshole. You don't know what you're doing. You have no training. Your guys are sabotaging you. Every day you got to deal with a problem. Headaches are so bad for you. Your aspirin ain't working. The pail of water ain't working. And you inherited a problem that's so bad, even you can't even see it. Your guys sit in front of you and assure you that their uniform and the oath they took that they're doing right when they didn't uphold the criminal code, talk to witnesses, take reports, investigate, or nothing. If you get yourself in front of a jury, the jury's going to be the first one in Canada to say, get the death penalty back, and let's electrocute these officers because it was so bad what they did in that position for the head of the mob leader, Chief Watts. Alex Mitchell fled, Chief Watts. She didn't even say about your new building. You didn't have Mike Sir there. You didn't have Henry Braun there. You didn't have nobody. You're just dying, Chief Watts. Without me coming in as a mayor and giving you a boost and a kick in your ass and holding you up and making you have some respect and close your mouth and don't show your teeth and look at my big white teeth looking like a buck. Close it, have a proper look and a shield, get a little mustache growing like the RCMP and have some respect. Here we go. When the RCMP heard that Darren Braun was telling me the information of Henry controlling the city councils in his house called Abbotsford First to pass the decisions on the residents and having meetings before Monday night, and this is how I wanted to vote over Les Barkman or Councillor Mogel. The RCMP asked me, or if I'm smart enough to trick Darren Braun, how can I get the illegal meeting he's having up at his house, because nobody's allowed up at his house and he's got cameras and it's a long driveway on Downs gated. I then bullied and was sent to play Darren Braun because just like his dad, he figures that bragging was the most important thing. I said, nah, Darren, your dad ain't that smart. Nobody will listen to him. No, Darren. No. He said, I'll prove it to you. I'll bring a picture from the house. And there he brought him. And I took it to the RCMP. The fool kid brings him having a meeting to change the zoning for Rob Funkadiverse. Lobbies the job for Rob Funkadiverse, Chief Watts. Change the zoning for Rob Funkadiverse, Chief Watts with Abbotsford. Nobody will challenge me. I'm the city manager and the city staff. Nobody will ever figure this out. I got Vicky Holmes on here. There we go, Chief Watts. The kid, like a gold mine in my hand. You couldn't ask for anything more. At the Iron Dome, would be like, this is believable, unbelievable what came in my hands. Then Darren Braun proceeds to tell me that his uncle, Erwin Braun, who's Henry's brother, sits on all the foundations and boards of Abbotsford and housing development. You can go look that up. You don't need to have an investigator. You can do that in your paperwork. If you had any balls, you seize the city documents now before you get your ass kicked, because it's coming. Erwin Braun sits on all these boards and developments, and you better go find out what he was developing, because I'm going to show you, and you failed to do that. And it's insider trading, it's bribes, and his brother was Henry Braun. And then he sits in with these community futures and everything, and grants. And you know what that is, Chief Watts? It's a conflict of interest. You don't know what that is, a conflict of interest, insider trading, special perks and favors, Chief Watts. You have no idea what that is. None. I have to teach you what that is. It's one dirty, filthy man trying to run Abbotsford with his family, his group, and his friends, and destroy other hard-working developers and people and squash them because he had friends. But he had a full private police department that muscled and threatened people. When I ran the videotapes from here, Ron Funka Diverse, the CEO of the dump trucks, the concrete trucks, and all illegal stuff, it wasn't because I was hammering on Ron Funka Diverse and his illegal stuff. It was because city staff told me that Magna, the Abbotsford police that enforce bylaw, were not coming down and doing their infractions or fines because Ron Funka Diverse is Henry's partner, and he helped them with this development. And Ron Funka Diverse gift to the police foundation where Erwin Braun is. Chief Watts, Chief Watts, are you bent over this far, or are you almost down on the ground? These fraction were showing favors to Henry's best buddy, Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie Funky. Ronnie Funky can't go broke. Ronnie Funky can't go to jail. Ronnie Funky's just building everywhere. Chilliwack, Michigan, Clearbrook, oh, Ronnie. Ronnie's taking over. Look at Ronnie go. Let me tell you, when I sat with other developers through Abbotsford, they faced fines from Magnus. They faced red cards from engineers and bylaws to cease and desist. And they faced visits and threats from the Abbotsford top police officers. Huge man with badges and guns and I'm untouchable, I'm a crime fighter, the courts take place. Infracting them developers and contractors, making it hard to move. But this punk, garbage man, Henry's partner, was allowed none. Now I suggest you take your little fat ass in the morning and you take one of them drippy investigators with their nipples out and you go in and say, I want Diverse's paperwork of how many times it was red carded or given a fine or a shutdown order by this city of Magna when them videos were up. That's the RCMP showed me, and we're watching that. You know how many? Let me tell you, Chief Watts, none. Big Papa Bear on Downs, the head of the mob. He knew how to get her done. He knew how to do it, Chief Watts. It's insider trading, Chief Watts. But here I'm going to show you another one. When Henry Braun tried to load Mike DeYoung at all costs, Mike was on a crash road from threatening and say cut a deal after he covered Henry's hit and run and attempted murder in broad daylight. And Mike's illegal party. Mike signs in the Mill Lake. Mike signs on all them developments. You saw that. I made sure the Abbotsford police could see it. The man that forced everything. I could make sure that they were crying, going home, not feeling strength. Where can they lean now? Which police force can they call to come in? It's threats on my residents. It's organized crime. It's taking my city bank account. I don't think the RCMP think this is funny, or the CSIS or investigators or attorney generals are laughing when they see this stuff popping up. They distance themselves out of the crap hole in Abbotsford Police Department. The man that was owning the task force and everything. It's obvious, right, Chief Watts? It's obvious. Mike couldn't make it. Henry was after the trillions and trillions of dollars for the infrastructure to fill his friends' pockets, and his own son showed me. Here's what he did. Let me show you what he did, Chief Watts. I just show you when you got a little coffee break and you sneak away in the washroom, you can look it up, Chief Watts. He got the punk Brad this. He's pushed on him and he's gouging him to go into Ottawa and beg for the flood money for the infrastructures for hundreds of millions of dollars to fill his boots for that gravel pit. The dirty little weasel can't stop. He just can't stop it. Brad's gonna go down, and he's gonna go down hard, because the federal conservatives that know me at the top, warned me Brad was doing this shit. I wonder if Henry was involved in it. Brad's going to get his ass kicked. It's already, the party in Ottawa is already looking at Brad Fitz's shit. Who's sending Brad to do it? Henry needs the infrastructure and the gravel pit money to fill his boots. Sell all that gravel and everything. So I want Mark Carney. I heard today that Abbotsford City said through their leaks that Mark Carney's more stupider than Trudeau. Trudeau was pretty smart when he blocked Henry. He knew he was filling his boots with archway. Mark Carney's a little smarter, I think. So I would think that if Carney watched the video today from me leading the Abbotsford residents and what took place and knows that I don't care about parties or that, I care about the law and what was taking place with organized crime to own my city, right, Henry? You know that, Henry. You can't buy me now. This one's gonna go. She's gotta go before my courts, before my residents, and the Abbotsford Task Force. The men that work there are gonna be dragged out because people are squealing left, right, and center as she folds out and she gives me more information. They're worried about CSIS coming in. Everybody's panicking. They're not phoning each other. They're changing their numbers. They're scattering. They know the big boys are coming. You can see it. Fettered, somebody's going to get plucked. If you grab that little Ross Siemens, he's going to squeal like a little pig. Mark Carney's got to do this. He's got to take that infrastructure money, appoint it to a special private committee, not Archway, not Scummy, and not Brad this, right, Brad? I got to nail you. And make sure that it doesn't go anywhere near Henry Braun or any of his gravels or anything. Miro Contracting, all of them. The next day or so, Chief Watts, I'm going to show you another video, how I want to help you. But I want to end my statement today. Abbotsford men and women in the Abbotsford police are sick of you. They're sick of you. They want you gone, your own people. So I want to help you, Chief Watts. You're dragging your ass too long and too hard. They want you removed so they can point somebody in for Henry Braun, maybe Keelan Olenoff or Gertie Purdy, so they can come down hard and shut this down. I understood today from the room, you know the room, the same room me and you know and I know, Chief Watts, that room. Inform me that you're not that bad. And Henry and them guys are trying to get you out. They're actually going to stab a knife in your back. Your upper officers are going to drive a knife right in your back, Chief Watts. They want you gone. Henry's pushing on him that he can't get beside you. He don't know what's going on. He don't know if you're in the RCMP's bed, if you're helping bring investigations, if you're going forensic audit. We got to get rid of this dumb shit. We got to get somebody in we can control again. Your men are going to sabotage you. Your team upstairs of the task force know they're in trouble. Henry faces, Chief Watts, insider trading, collaborating, racketeering, fraud, stealing the city bank accounts, all of this, and then a hit and run, attempted murder, covering the attempted murder, rigging the election, blocking the election and everything. That's a long jail sentence. He's worried, he's looked sick, and a lot of people know they're with Henry and they're starting to cooperate. I don't take no bribes. I'm here for the full weight of the law. Your Abbotsford task force and your men upstairs failed my community, threatened my residents, and did heinous, filthy acts under uniform, and they gotta be called out, and they gotta be fired, they gotta be charged, and they gotta be investigated, and that is where this mayor, Mr. Pelican, is going to go. Chief Watts, today city staff informed me Rob Funk is pulling a lot more workers in here to get the job fast-tracked now and finished so it doesn't get seized. I'm live, Abbotsford, British Columbia.